Good afternoon. It is such an honor to be with each of you every day, and I have a special thank you for Sheriff Richard Vaughn for inviting me to be with you all today. I'm going to be Virginia's next governor. Those of you who have not lived in Virginia may have heard about us on the national news. We've been that bad, quite honestly. It's been really crazy, and in fact, we're ready to stop the insanity right now. I have a number of nicknames that people have given me. I don't know if you've heard those or not. I'm affectionately referred to as Senator Annie Oakley of the Senate. Yep. And that would be because I was assaulted 3 different occasions on the Capitol because I am a loudmouth conservative. And sometimes when you're a loudmouth conservative, people don't like that. I got tired of being a part of the silent majority and decided to speak up. Yeah. I like to refer to myself as one ticked off mom. That's why I ran. I have 4 children, actually 1 child who is actually a freshman here at Liberty University. I'm so thankful that he is here and getting good education. As we know, a lot of our kids are being indoctrinated in our schools, and there will be an all-out overhaul of education once I'm governor of Virginia. I'm tired of the indoctrination. So I'm here today, just so you know, as I'm traveling across Virginia, I attend a number of Support the Blue rallies for sheriffs, our law enforcement, our corrections officers, everyone. As you all have seen, there has been an all-out attack on our Constitution. And I would argue that we're actually at war. We saw this whenever the Democrats won here back in November. I would argue that the Democratic Party has been hijacked by the Marxists, at least here in Virginia. And so what we have seen in Virginia is an all-out attack on our Second Amendment rights. That's where they started. And it was back in February. We were halfway through session. And I had a number of people reach out to my office and say, what are you going to do about this? They are attacking our Second Amendment. They are attacking our Constitution. This is an American thing. This is not a Democrat, Republican, independent thing. This is about being an American. What are you going to do about it? I looked at recalling the governor. And I won't go into all the details, but the end result was you just need to run for governor. That's what we're going to do. We are going to reverse this attack on our Second Amendment. As you all know, our first line of defense is our Second Amendment, our ability to protect. I have a 100% rating with the Virginia Citizens Defense League, an A rating with the NRA, but I keep my gun right next to my lipstick. You know, women have been known to change out their shoes to match their outfit. I change out my guns, depending on the occasion. You may have seen me toe-to-toe in Richmond at the Capitol speaking as a Second Amendment speaker. I was also at one of the main speakers at the January 20th rally in Richmond. And I was standing there face to face with an AR-15. I had an AR-15. My team had AR-15, standing face to face with armed BLM. I will not be afraid. I will not be intimidated by these domestic terrorists who want to destroy our country. And I thank I thank the good gentleman, the sheriff from Scott Jenkins from Culpeper, for having a backbone, because that's what we need. We need constitutional officers. We need elected officials who actually have a backbone. The status quo does not work anymore. We need elected leaders who do something, who stand up to the domestic terrorists who want to destroy our country. And I will be that person who stands in the gap for Virginia. And then COVID hit. And what did they do? What did the Marxists do? And I agree with you, sir. BLM is a terrorist organization, and that is being used as the cover to destroy America. It is being used to destroy the cities of our great country and here in Virginia under the guise of BLM. And if you push back, you're called a racist. Don't let them call you that. Don't let them call you that. We know we're not racist. We're loving people. We're freedom-loving people. And don't let them put you in a box. COVID hit, and as I'm not going to repeat things that other people have said, but COVID was used as an excuse, a test ground to take away, use fear to take away our constitutional rights. Here in Virginia, the U.S. Constitution and the Virginia Constitution. It was an excuse. I am the only legislator in the Virginia General Assembly who does not wear a mask. And because I would not comply, they built a plexiglass wall around my desk. The Freedom Corner is here in the Virginia Senate. I want you to know. It's my safe space from the liberals that occupy the Senate of Virginia. It's my safe space. Now, after they've gone after our Second Amendment, now they're going after our second line of defense, which is our law enforcement. They have said that we will defund police. When has it ever fully been funded? Our law enforcement has never fully been funded. So let's just start with that. How are you going to defund something that's never been fully funded? When we train our law enforcement officers in our localities, and they go to the state police, or they go to the FBI, we've trained them. We've spent our time, energy, and efforts training them, and they go somewhere else to get higher pay. We have to fix the wage compression issues. I've already worked with VSP to do that here in Virginia, but we need to do it with the counties. We need to have a best practices so law enforcement can stay where they're trained and actually work fully their jobs that they've been trained to do. It is an embarrassment what Virginia pays their law enforcement. As Virginia's next governor, I go on the record to tell you that I believe law enforcement is a core function of government and must be funded through the regular budget. Deputies earning $32,000 a year with a family of 4 qualifies them for public assistance. That is an embarrassment, and that is unacceptable. It is no wonder that we have a shortage here in Virginia and probably in your counties and your cities across Virginia. As you all have watched, as you all know, I am currently in session 2 days a week right now. They have come after our law enforcement. I say that instead of defunding our police, our law enforcement, We defend our police. Instead of police reform, we need to give our law enforcement all the tools that they can to do the job that they were trained to do. And I don't know if you saw my speech on the floor of the Senate, but I said to the patron of the bill for the police reform bill, I asked her on the floor of the Senate, she's the junior senator from Chesterfield, I'm the senior one for a reason. I said, have you ever been on a ride along? Do you know what she said? No. No. I'm going to patron a bill, but have no clue what it is I'm passing. I think I made my point. I'm completely against taking away qualified immunity. We need to, They have said that it's okay to lessen the offense for assault and battery on a police officer from a Class 6 felony to a misdemeanor. Do you know what message those, I call them anarchists, I call them Marxists, I call them a lot of things, but I'm in public. I said, do you know what message you're sending to the criminals right now? You're empowering the criminals. You're telling law enforcement you don't care about them, and you're telling the criminals it's okay to attack our law enforcement. You're telling everyday average citizens, your businesses will not be safe. Your homes will not be safe. They're going to continue to be destroyed. If you want law and order, you're going to have to call the criminals. That's what's going to happen if we don't step up. I do believe we need to take the politics out of policing. We must take the politics out of policing. It infuriated me whenever our Senator Dick Saslaw threatened to take away and deny our sheriffs here in Virginia a raise if they did not enforce the governor's executive orders and edicts and his unconstitutional laws against the Second Amendment. Let me just tell you something, guys and gals. This is the time to have courage. This is the time when we, the law-abiding citizens, the law-abiding constitutional officers and elected leaders must resist. We must resist this all-out attack on law-abiding citizens. We have to push back, whether it's a mask, whether it's an unconstitutional gun law. We must protect the Constitution of the United States of America. So help us God. I just want to close with one final thing. I've got 2 minutes left. As a state senator who currently represents Chesterfield, Colonial Heights, and Amelia, this is my second term in office. I've passed numerous bills. I carry the Fraternal Order of Police legislation and have for 5 years now, to include the Law Enforcement Officers Procedural Guarantee Act. It's Senate Bill 999. It clarifies several existing rights and set forth specific procedures for the questioning of officers and the conduct of disciplinary hearing. I've passed 3 other bills: the Law Enforcement Officers Retired Carry Concealed Handgun Return to Work Act. This is Senate Bill 912, Senate Bill 615, that allows our retired law enforcement officers to purchase their weapons when they retire. I'm just going to tell you all this to say, I support our law enforcement, and I will continue to be a fierce advocate and defender of our law enforcement as Virginia's next governor. God bless you, everyone, and may God bless America. Thank you.